Narcissists are not authentic. Narcissists are always playing games, and they spend inordinate amounts of effort trying to manage your and others' perceptions of them, and they also try to manage others' perceptions of you. Perceptions management for the narcissist replaces any real need or attempt at them making real change. So they don't have to change, at least in their mind. And they wouldn't know how to change even if they tried. When you're dealing with a narcissist, they will hurt you. But it's what you do with that hurt that really counts. If you're dealing with a narcissist and you find your emotions being tugged left, right, center, then what they're doing is they're using your emotional state and creating emotional volatility within you to supply them, to regulate them, to regulate their emotions. When they do that to you, it just shows they're using you as a tool. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. So they pump you up, they take you down, they encourage you, they devalue you. As long as you keep doing what you're doing, they will have a fiesta, a nice little party with your emotions. And you'll soon find yourself just trying to scrape by to survive, having lost all your personal resource. They would have depleted you. What you must do is, having experienced that, is bring your focus, bring your energy, bring your attention back into yourself. Use your interaction with a narcissist as a learning lesson to understand that if you keep yourself too exposed, if you keep yourself too undecentralized, you're losing control of yourself. Others will take advantage of you. So be above the interaction with them. If you're above it, in a sense where you can still interact with people, with toxic people, with narcissists if you must, but you're not in a vulnerable way, in a way where you're above it. It'll be on your terms as much as on their terms. And if things don't go the way you want, if they say something silly, if they try to offend you, you really don't care because your emotions are centered within yourself. You're not feeling vulnerable. So if you learn how to do that, if you learn how to focus yourself inwards, but still interacting with others, you can still partake in interactions with people, even those who might be somewhat toxic. Even if they wanted to get supply from you, the supply that you would give them is limited because you're not in a vulnerable state. You're not in a very susceptible state. And importantly, you need to reach that point where you seek no further validation from them. You don't need them to approve of you, of what you say, of what you do, to feel good about yourself. You're willing to interact with them on a polite and courteous basis if you must. But if they're not going to give you any good feedback, you really don't care. If they're nice to you, you'll care. You'll care about them. You might want to have more dealings with them. Assuming the person isn't a narcissist. But if you find out that you're dealing with a toxic person, you don't really care, and you cut it short. And then you go about your business. It's when you expect something from them. It's when you expect a certain reaction from them. It's when you expect decency, humanity, that they throw a curveball to knock you off track. They destabilize you. But as long as your attention and your core focus is nicely harnessed within yourself, your guidance system, your personal guidance system, will only really allow yourself to interact with others if they don't force you to expose yourself in a dangerous way. And if you learn to do that, if you learn to control your own focus, control your own emotions, eradicate any emotional volatility within yourself, not need others for approval or validation, then you can interact with just about anyone if you must. Of course, you should always avoid narcissists. You should always avoid toxic people if you know that they are one. Because living in a guarded existence, in a place where your personal boundaries are sky high, it's not the most fulfilling way to live, even though it does protect you from the toxic ones and does allow you to maintain your personal integrity. And when I say integrity, I don't mean in a sense of, you having attitudes which match behaviors and all that. I mean, you don't fall apart. You stay intact. So, I guess the key takeaway is, if narcissists hurt you, if they make you feel bad, learn that, use that as a learning lesson. So you gain further control over your emotions. And you don't seek validation from others, and you don't keep your emotions exposed. You practice that, you're soon in a very good place. So then if you must deal with people like that going forwards, in whatever capacity, then they're very limited in what they can do in terms of extracting supply from you.